Excellencies and distinguished delegates, the arrival of Her Excellency State Councillor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi and members. Thank you.
Mingla Manake Mashin, Digni, Natam Sakonakune, Dizemala Satiani, Gauji Mingla Pavane Vizone Manakema, Yamananga, Asian Pay, Patamauzo J. Lakan Jimbari, Dadia J. Asha Basive, Yeni Lagan Pomoe Canabo, Jimbadoma Pipari Shin. Digni Canado, Joya Abe Chimyamado, Naganoi Timing a Bogo Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, Dudia Damra O Henry Vantiu, Asha Pacific, Lida Rain Nangan, Lisa Shanangama, Nangan G. Gamyang, Pinazu Winjimia, Shane Sandre, Winnie Tana Poesimiane, Nanganaga Poesimia, Dawi Shidunya, Pina Shimia, Luto Guzalemia, Tana Saya G. Gamya, Tantamamia, a 2-page atare. Rojimia, Dini Canado, Joya Naja Dumia Alo, Gusay Nepia, Gemma Chana Java Zijao, Uza Batama, Nuko Sada, Garwa Pua Parishin.
Minglava, good morning, and all the best wishes to Her Excellency State Councillor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, His Excellency Vice President U Henry Vantiu, Excellencies, Heads of States and Governments, and Ministers from 48 Asia-Pacific countries, and also Excellencies, Union Ministers, Ambassadors, Members of the Parliament, and also Honorable Heads of International Organizations, Delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome to the 3rd Asia-Pacific Water Summit, hosted by Myanmar for the first time, with the theme, Water Security for Sustainable Development.
Dini Kanabu, Season Yene, Jimbadoma Pipari Akana Masajemi, Akana Season Yago, Dimbiagwe Jubashi, Season Day, Akana Satin Polejao, Jinyaji, Season Nay, Mata Video, Jataji, Season though, Naganoi Timing a Bokuga, Apoimigo, Majaji, Season Lee, Nuru Tamranang, Tamaraga, Amazaga, Piojaji, Season A, Japan Water for a Vice President, Amazaga, Piojajane, a season child, Super Matente, Dapo Yaguzino Webchaparishi.
Excellencies and distinguished delegates, before the opening ceremony, we would like to read out the program in brief. Agenda 1, announcement of opening the ceremony. Agenda 2, video presentation. Agenda 3, opening remarks by State Councillor of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, Her Excellency Daw Aung San Suu Kyi. Agenda 4, opening remarks by Excellency President of the Republic of Nauru. Agenda 5, opening remarks by Vice President of Japan Water Forum on behalf of the Asia-Pacific Water Forum, APWF, and it was followed by photo opportunity. Thank you.
Shudi Lisa Apado, Naganoi Timing a Pogo, Quimpuja, Tedia J, Asha Pacific Yeni Lange Pumwekana, Satin Polejao, Jinya Roma Chaparishi.
Excellencies and distinguished delegates, on this auspicious morning of Monday, the 11th of December, we are honored to announce the 3rd Asia-Pacific Water Summit is now opened.
Season Asha Pacific data Rishi Langamia, Jungdri Niare, Shine Patete Kakeri, Saint Comuri Dre, Asha Pacific data ring Langate and Langate today, Yamanangaye, Jungdri Gayare, Dui Jungri, a Queen Lani, Pumu to Tamurigo, Chikami, data ring Langamia, Buwa Saria Muyadre, Mata Video, Piata Vima Piparishi.
Excellencies and distinguished delegates, the Asia-Pacific region is experiencing dynamic growth while facing an enormous challenge in terms of water security. Based on our own experiences of development, opportunities and challenges, Myanmar is striving in earnest with the cooperation of Asia-Pacific countries and international organizations. Excellencies and distinguished delegates, please, we are going to present video presentation, Meeting the Needs, Keeping the Balance. Thank you. Myanmar has abundant water resources with 4 major perennial rivers and their tributaries, rivulets and streams, different sizes of lakes, some natural and some man-made, dissecting the landscape and also the long coastal areas. Groundwater is found in many corners of the country. These water resources are lifelines for many communities. Monsoon plays the major role in supplying these water bodies. Rain carried by cyclone and typhoons also provide water. When the dry season comes in, melting waters from the northern mountain ice caps and Himalaya glaciers guarantee the continuous flow of magnificent Irrawaddy and mighty Thunling. Unfortunately, abundance of water resources does not mean every citizen enjoys water security. Spatial and temporal inequality of rainfall create water-related problems. Climate change causes adverse effects through storms, floods, and in some areas, droughts. Floods destroy water infrastructures, and droughts create severe water shortages. Residents of the dry zone have to struggle to receive water for domestic and agricultural use. And yet, when remnants of strong cyclones and typhoons manage to reach that areas, destructive floods occur. Wet season in Myanmar lasts only 4 or less months. With the onset of hot summer, water level in reservoirs starts to drop due to withdrawal and evaporation. Depleted aquifers and saltwater intrusions are reported due to over-extraction of groundwater. Though continuous visible efforts are being made by Myanmar in water supply sector, almost 30% of the population still does not have access to improved water sources, according to 2014 census in Myanmar. Rise in per capita consumption, gradual increase of income, shift to modern lifestyle, hygienic education, etc., result in demanding more and more water. Due to rapid urbanization and influx of migrant workers to the large cities, water requirement in metropolitan areas is spiraling upward. If the water requirement for domestic use seems quite large, the need of water in agricultural sector is even larger. 91% of total freshwater demand comes from the agriculture sector in Myanmar, well above the world average. Energy sector also needs large volume of water to run the turbines and cool the machineries. World Bank estimates that 90% of global power production is water intensive. Hydroelectric power plants use water in non-consumptive ways. But careful planning is necessary so that regulating water flow would not disturb fragile ecosystem. Healthy ecosystems might also face deterioration from pollution by domestic and industrial waste. Water-related disasters that originate from pollution and weakened ecosystem threaten our lives, wealth, and properties. Myanmar is implementing integrated water resources management and cooperating with partner countries and international organizations. Myanmar is updating some water legislation together with a public consultation process. Besides, Irrawaddy Integrated River Basin Management Project for the sustainable development in all water-related sectors is ongoing implementation project in Myanmar. Development of inland ports and inexpensive inland river transport are also crucial for Myanmar people living along the major rivers for the development. Myanmar welcomes all the international cooperation and related to the integrated water resources management. There is a nexus among water, food, energy, and the ecosystem. While trying to meet the needs of the citizens, we must keep in mind that overexploitation of one resource leads to the degradation of others quantitatively and qualitatively, upsetting the balance of the nature. But one needs not to worry much. Human ingenuity and perseverance can carry out the balancing act successfully. By this way, water and all related sectors will grow proportionately and harmoniously, which may lead to prosperity and lasting peace. Myanmar has abundant water resources, but these are not infinite, and Myanmar should be wise in meeting the needs while keeping the balance.
Salabi, Nangano Timing a Bogu, Don Ansan Sujiga, a poemego, Majajin season Chitedra, show they Lisa Abado, Nangano Timing a Bogushi, a poemego, Maja Bivaye, Garawashita, Lisa Zwa, Panja Abarishi.
Next is opening remarks by the State Councillor of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. We respectfully request Her Excellency to kindly deliver opening remarks.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Government of Myanmar, I am happy to welcome all of you to the 3rd Asia-Pacific Water Summit. It is an honor for us to host this Asia-Pacific Water Summit in cooperation with the Asia-Pacific Water Forum. The convening of this event is most timely as the 72nd United Nations General Assembly recently decided to proclaim the period from 2018 to 2028 the International Decade for Action, Water for Sustainable Development. The aim of this decade is to emphasize the sustainable development and integrated management of water resources and to strengthen cooperation and partnership at all levels with a view to promoting the speedy achievement of internationally agreed water-related goals and targets. This event provides an excellent opportunity for us to share our visions and our views on the future implementation of the Water for Sustainable Development Decade. I hope that the summit will also provide a platform where our partners in the Asia and Pacific region can share their experiences of water-related enterprises and together conceive better ideas for integrated water resources management. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Asia is home to half of the world's poorest people. Water for agriculture continues to consume 80% of water resources. Even more in Myanmar, where about 21% of our water resources is consumed by the agriculture sector. Today, a staggering 1.7 billion people lack access to basic sanitation. With a predicted population of 5.2 billion by 2050 and 22 megacities by 2030, the region's finite water resources will come under immense pressure, especially because of increasing climate variability. Recent estimates indicate that as many as 3.4 billion people could be living in water-stressed areas of Asia by 2050. From the perspective of the regional economy, as reported in the key indicators for Asia and Pacific 2016, this region generated 2/5 of global GDP in 2011 per purchasing power parity terms in 2015. However, there are remarkable disparities between individual economies. In spite of our growing prosperity on the global scale, 330 million people still live on less than $1.9 a day. Roughly 300 million people in our region do not have access to safe drinking water, and over the past decade, the region's total greenhouse gas emissions grew faster than the global average. Clearly, there is a great deal of room for improvement. The Asia-Pacific region is the most water-related disaster-prone region in the world. The rising frequency of water-related disasters in our region has forced us to respond with unity and resilience, but there is a wide variety in the degree and quality of response of individual nations. Obviously, all governments in the region need to do more to cope with the growing disaster threat caused by climate change. But according to an ADB report, only a small number of countries have been investing wisely in disaster risk reduction projects and programs. Collaboration between the countries in the region will enable all to combat water-related disasters more effectively. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is universally accepted that water is life. Water is an essential ingredient for a nation's economic growth. Water can bring wealth and prosperity, and water is also a means of forging trust and solidarity. Thus, water can impact both positively and negatively on nation building. To increase the positive impacts of water while decreasing the negative, we can focus on two activities as our priorities. The first is the creation of a water-based economy, and the second is investment in water-related disaster risk management, as preventive measures constitute important and effective tools. As we engage in these two activities, financing, regional and international collaboration, and partnership will also be triggered. Ladies and gentlemen, as Myanmar is a committed partner and a host of this third Asia-Pacific Water Summit, I would like to touch on our water vision and endeavors and the progress we have made. You have all seen the video where we have demonstrated what our challenges are, but I think some of these can be repeated a second time without too much harm. Myanmar has abundant water resources, and our hydropower potential is considerable. However, that abundance does not mean that we have water security, that we have no water scarcity. Our water problems are different from those in arid regions, but we do have a dry zone, a semi-arid region in the center of the country. Well, we are here actually. That has added to the diversity of climate conditions in Myanmar and also to its assorted water problems. To put it simply, we do not get enough water when and where we need it. This is mainly due to uneven distribution of rainfall, changing pattern of hydrological conditions, and climate change. I said just now that we were in the semi-arid zone. Actually, we are not. I thought for a moment I was still in Naypyidaw. Naypyidaw is in the semi-arid region of our country, but of course here in Yangon we are very much in the wet part of Myanmar. Water demand in our cities has increased as population and urbanization increased. Our water demand in rural areas has also increased due to expanding cultivation and other rural-based economic activities. Moreover, new water demand for the special economic zones and industrial estates have added to the pressure on our natural water resources. We need energy to get water and water to produce energy. Food security is based on water and energy availability. Thus, we need to ensure the smooth functioning of our hydrological cycle, the water, energy, food, ecosystem nexus, which has been discussed at various fora here in Myanmar. It is clear that water is the main driver of sustainable development. Myanmar is drafting the overarching Myanmar National Water Law with the assistance of the World Bank, and this will enter the public consultation process very soon. The National Water Resources Committee is responsible for two highly important tasks: water-based economy transformation and water-related disaster risk reduction in complete cycle. The National Disaster Management Committee takes charge of the relief and resettlement parts of emergency situations through floods and droughts. The NWRC has three pillars: the Secretariat, the Advisory Group, and the Hydro-Informatics Center, the HIC. These three pillars work together to step up measures to increase water security in Myanmar and to find ways and means of materializing this goal. The government, corporate, society, GCS partnership offers considerable opportunities for water-based enterprises. We will promote GCS partnership within the framework of integrated water resources management in Myanmar. Our government continues to provide better security and to develop the necessary policy and legal framework for water-related investments to flourish in this country. I would like to invite potential investors, both domestic and international, to engage with the NWRC and the NDMC on how best they might participate in and benefit from the water sector enterprises of our country. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would like to underline the crucial role of water security for the overall well-being of all humankind and for the attainment of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. I hope that this summit will provide important inputs for future policy roadmaps to facilitate sustainable development by enhancing water security. Our commitment is clear and straightforward. I believe that together we will succeed in making safe and sustainable water management an important part of water security for sustainable development. We can assure you of our cooperation and partnership in integrated water resources management. On behalf of the government and the people of Myanmar, I thank all of you for participating in this third Asia-Pacific Water Summit and committing to implement its deliverables. Let us embrace our shared vision, the Yangon Declaration. With political will and the support of all stakeholders, we can surely achieve water security for all in our region. With these thoughts and words, I now officially open the Third Asia Water Summit. Thank you. I wish you all a successful summit, and more than that, I wish you all a very pleasant stay in Myanmar. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, State Councillor, for the opening remarks. Next, we respectfully request Excellency President of the Republic of Nauru, Honorable Baron Waka, to kindly deliver opening remarks.
State Chancellor, State Councillor, Her Excellency Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, His Excellency the Vice President Lee Henry Van Thieu, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. From the outset, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the government of Myanmar for the excellent arrangements and warm hospitality accorded to me and my delegation since our arrival. And I'm truly and sincerely honored to be here in this beautiful country of yours. Mr. Chairman, we are here today to deliberate on a very important issue of water under the theme Water Security for Sustainable Development. Safe, clean and accessible water is critical to social, cultural and economic well-being for all people. It is increasingly recognized that water security is central to the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This recognition will soon be marked by the International Decade of Action, Water for Sustainable Development, which will be launched in 2018. Water scarcity continues to be an inherent challenge for countries around the world, including the Asia-Pacific region. According to a recent UN report, 660 million people around the world do not have access to safe drinking water, and 2 billion people are affected by water stress. Mr. Chairman, we are no doubt living in an age of global phenomena and uncertainties related to climate change. We once thought we had the foresight in predicting future weather patterns, wet or dry, based on empirical knowledge. This is no longer the case. Our weather is increasingly erratic and becoming unpredictable, altering animal biological cycles and patterns, increasing stress on our natural resources, to modifying financial and political decision-making to accommodate for these changes. Water insecurity is a day-to-day reality for the people of Nauru. Despite being surrounded by the greatest body of water on the planet, Pacific Ocean, paradoxically, we live in an ocean of desert. We are just geographically disadvantaged by the fact that we live in a part of the world that is called the doldrum, a region with lower than average rainfall. The severity of dry spells is exacerbated by climate change, and this is a major threat not only to our water supply but also to our ecosystems and our way of life. Nauru and the Pacific region are particularly vulnerable to the adverse effect of climate change, and we need urgent and concrete action to mitigate its effect and its impact. The challenges that face Nauru and the Pacific Island countries are far and wide. Our region spreads over a vast expanse of ocean, and while some countries receive high rainfalls, others do not. The atoll countries and territories are the most susceptible to water shortages, given that there is no potable water, surface water resources. And underground water resources are limited to the small population it can sustain. In spite of these challenges, we cannot remain idle. We have to find solutions that are within our capacity to deliver. The development of our national water sanitation and hygiene policy, a drought management strategy, and a 20-year water and sanitation master plan is expected to enhance our water management approach. There is much to be done, and Nauru welcomes the participation of development partners to help us better manage our water resources and build our institutional and human resources capacity. Strong country ownership of projects and financial backing is crucial to make further progress. We are determined to achieve the goals which we have set ourselves in regards to water, and in this respect, we reaffirm our commitment to achieving the internationally agreed Goal 6, and that is ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Within this spirit, I call on all nations to work together and set their differences apart and learn from one another. Some members of the international community, such as Israel, have been extremely successful with the management and development of their very limited water resources. Others, such as the Netherlands, have developed best practices for managing their abundance of water, and there are many examples around the world that are unique to the circumstances and the environment that they are in, and which our region and the world can certainly benefit from. To conclude, Mr. Chairman, I would like to acknowledge and thank our development partners and financial institutions for their continued and generous support to our water programs. I also thank the Secretariat and the Japan Water Forum for its support and organization of this important summit, and we all look forward to further deliberations in the different sessions today. I thank you and wish you all a very successful summit.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the opening remarks.
ဆက်လက်ပြီးဂျပန်ဝါဂျာဖိုရမ်ရဲ့ Vice President Mr. Yoshinori Imai ကအမှာစကားပြောကြားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
We would also request Vice President of Japan Water Forum, Mr. Yoshinori Imai, on behalf of the Asia Pacific Water Forum APWF President. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, State Councillor of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, Your Excellency, Mr. Baron Dibaveshi Waka, Republic of Nauru, Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to you for taking part in the third Asia-Pacific Water Summit. I would like to address you this statement as President of the Asia-Pacific Water Forum, co-organizer of this summit. I am pleased that the third Asia-Pacific Water Summit is being held here in the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, and particularly in Yangon, a city full of hope for the future. I am deeply grateful to all those who have worked hard to prepare for this summit under the strong leadership of the State Councillor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi and Vice President U Henry Van Thieu. I also would like to take this opportunity to express my deepest appreciation to all members and partners of the Asia-Pacific Water Forum, which have made considerable contributions under the leadership of the Chair and Vice Chairs of the Governing Council of the Asia-Pacific Water Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, water is an essential resource not only for our lives and livelihoods, but also for socio-economic activities and all ecosystems. Proper water management leads to the continued stability and prosperity of a nation. Water, therefore, is one of the top priorities that national leaders should address. The Asia-Pacific Water Summit is expected to provide a good opportunity for governments and other national leaders to raise the awareness of water issues and share a determination to take concrete action towards the resolution of water issues. The Asia-Pacific Water Forum was established with the aim of promoting the resolution of common water challenges in the region. It has organized the Asia-Pacific Water Summits as one of its initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Water Council was established in 1996, and the World Water Forum has been held every 3 years since 1997. The international community gradually became aware of the importance of water. 10 years ago, in December 2007, the first Asia-Pacific Water Summit was held in Japan. It was an epoch-making event, the first ever summit of heads of state and government dedicated exclusively to the issues of water. The Asia-Pacific region, being the center of growth that leads the world economy, is home to half of the global population. This region is experiencing rapid and massive urbanization and suffering many water-related disasters. National leaders of the region have quickly become aware of the importance of water issues as challenges to be solved in order to build sustainable societies. In the message from Beppu, Japan in 2007, the outcome document of the first Asia-Pacific Water Summit, participants, ahead of the SDGs, shared the goal of reducing to zero the number of people who do not have access to safe drinking water and basic sanitation by 2025. The second summit was held in Thailand in 2013, just after the country had suffered from large-scale flooding. In the Chiang Mai Declaration, heads of state and government in the region declared to encourage the inclusion of disaster risk reduction in the United Nations Development Agenda beyond 2015. This was really a driving force to have water-related disaster risk reduction included in the Sustainable Development Goals. The third summit is the first one to be held since adoption of the SDGs. This summit is expected to discuss how we can achieve sustainable development in the region from the perspective of water, based on our accomplishments and ongoing efforts, in order to find a shared direction for our future actions. I hope that the outcome of this summit will also show a course of action in the Asia-Pacific region in the International Decade for Action, Water for Sustainable Development, to be launched next year. Ladies and gentlemen, water issue has become center for the international agenda and needs to be addressed with global and regional cooperation and solidarity. Nowadays, the impact of climate change have become clearly apparent through the increasing frequency and intensity of water-related disasters and rising sea levels. There is an urgent need to adapt effectively to such impacts in order to realize sustainable development in the Asia-Pacific region. Water crisis has been identified as one of the top 5 threats facing the planet by the World Economic Forum's Global Risk Report. National leaders should take the lead in fighting against the water crisis through cooperation and solidarity. All stakeholders, including private companies, NGOs committed to grassroots activities, and academics should rally their wisdom and form a tight coalition to address it. I promise that the Asia-Pacific Water Forum will continue to work for the promotion and further consolidate cooperation among stakeholders. Last but not least, I must tell you, unfortunately, I cannot attend this important summit due to my tasks related to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics. I am truly sorry about my absence, and I regret not being able to take part. I hope all of you will engage in fruitful discussions to ensure that a world where everyone can enjoy the benefits and appreciate the value of water is handed over to the next generation. Let me conclude my speech by offering my best wishes for the success of the 3rd Asia-Pacific Water Summit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yoshinori Imai, for reading the message on behalf of the Asia-Pacific Water Forum APWF President.
စီစဉ်ရာစုပေါင်းမှတ်တမ်းတင်ဓာတ်ပုံရိုက်ကူးခြင်းစီစဉ်ကိုဆောင်ရွက်သွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Excellencies and distinguished delegates, it will take for a while to prepare the stage for photo opportunity. Okay. So,
စုပေါင်းမှတ်တမ်းတင်ဓာတ်ပုံရိုက်ကူးနိုင်ပါရန်နိုင်ငံတော်၏အတိုင်ပင်ခံပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ဒုတိယသမ္မတအာရှပစိဖိတ်ဒေသတွင်းနိုင်ငံ48နိုင်ငံမှနိုင်ငံအကြီးအကဲများပြည်ထောင်စုဝန်ကြီးများရင်တို့တွေတက်ဆင်ထားတဲ့ဧည့်သည်တော်ကြီးများကမှတ်တမ်းတင်ဓာတ်ပုံရိုက်ကူးမဲ့မင်္ဂလာနေရာမို့သို့ကြွရောက်ပေးပါရန်ဂါရဝရှိထားလေးစားစွာပန်ကြားအပ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
As the stage is ready, firstly, we respectfully request Excellencies, the State Councillor, the Vice President, and participating heads of states and governments, and also honorable delegates to kindly proceed to the stage. We also invite Excellencies with special badges to kindly proceed to the stage. So there is also a red stand at the back of the stage. So thank you, Excellencies. Excellencies and distinguished delegates, we are honored to announce the successful opening ceremony of the Third Asia-Pacific Water Summit. Thank you very much for your time and kind presence. So after a 10 minutes break, the meeting session will continue according to the agenda.